Alrighty guys, hope you're enjoying this. For the next drink, we are going to do an Allspice Old Fashioned. So it's just your typical Old Fashioned that we add a little bit of allspice simple syrup instead of just your standard simple. And we kind of tweak the bitters a little bit. We don't use your standard bitters, we use a black walnut bitter. So this one has a nice nutty flavor. It goes great with the allspice. It's just such a good cocktail. So let's get to it. With an old fashioned, I would typically use a big round cube. So you get a rocks glass, put your cube in there. Now really, you can use any type of bourbon or rye that you want. I personally, for my collection, this is one of my favorites. It's a cheap bottle. It's called Rittenhouse Rye. It's what's called barely legal rye. We can get into a whole nother story, a whole nother conversation about ryes and bourbons and how much content of rye and corn is in those. This one, it's called barely legal because it's only got 51% rye. But it's very good. It's only about 20-25 bucks a bottle. So what you're gonna do for this is just pour your 2-ounce pour of bourbon or rye. Very simple drink. You take your black walnut bitters. I like to go a little bit extra on my black walnut bitters because I like the flavor of them. So I usually do like 3 or 4 dashes like that. From there, you're also going to add just a tiny bit of allspice. So grab that from your spice cabinet. Just give it a little sprinkle, not a whole lot. And then you just want to spoon in a little bit of simple syrup. I'd say about 2 spoonfuls. You don't need a lot of it. So with this cocktail, you don't need to shake it. I would just give it a stir. You know, with your bourbon cocktails, your martinis and your old fashions, those kind of things, you don't want them too watered down, so you just give them a nice stir. You just want them to be, you know, cold. And I like to garnish this with a Luxardo cherry. These are the absolute best cherries you can buy. They're imported from Italy, and they are just delicious. They're extremely expensive for cherries, but I'm telling you what, they are absolutely worth it. So there's drink number 2. That is your Allspice Old Fashioned. Enjoy.